I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Today we're here to look at the new TRU Ball Execute wrist release aid. Now what makes this release aid unique, as far as I'm concerned the first of its kind, is the loading mechanism. So this release aid works very much like the expensive thumb release aids, such as this, where you actually load it, cock it, and then shoot it. So they're used by expensive release aids to start with. They're always expensive, but the wrist release aids have always been cheap because they don't have this mechanism where you load and then shoot. Most wrist release aids, and all the ones I can think of, work on a shear mechanism. So you've got two little plates, and when one plate moves over the other, the release aid fires. So they're still good triggers. Like, they shoot really well. In fact, world champions have won with wrist release aids. So there's a few companies who make wrist release aids. You've got Scott, TRU Ball, and TrueFire. There are other companies, but they're your major release aid companies. The advantage of a system where you lock it like this and then shoot it is you can adjust the tension of the trigger, you can adjust the travel, but you'll still have it fairly fine, but it gives you a crisper feel to the release. Now the price point on this is expensive. Australian dollars, I'm just going to guess a number out the top of my head because I haven't calculated it yet, around $250, $260, so similar price to your expensive thumb release aids. Now if you compare it to other release aids, like the Short and Sweet by TRU Ball, which was used to win a world championship, that release aid is going to cost you about $120, so significantly more. Now, is it worth it? It's a high quality release aid. It's made from brass and coated in, I think it's nickel. It weighs a little bit. The straps come in two sizes, extra large and large. I think it comes in two puckle types. This one's got the adjustable length adjustment. So we're going to have a shot with this now and see what we think of it. Now with some of the other release aids on the market, the wrist ones, the shear mechanisms, it still can be a very hair trigger. So with the Glory, when I did a review on that, basically when I was ready to shoot, when I held the release aid up, the release aid would trigger just on the weight of the trigger. With this, I mean, clearly that's never going to fire. It doesn't matter how hard I hit it, it's not going to shoot. So, but it's expensive. Now, is this release aid suitable for hunting? Because most recreational archers and hunters choose a wrist release aid for hunting. Now, I've just put it up really close to the microphone. That's the noise it makes. It's pretty quiet, but not silent. I would say no one would hear it, but let's have a shot, see what I think of it. Just getting that part of that leg in. I always find the little strap a bit challenging to load. So this has got an automatic closing mechanism, so the jaw's always closed, and to open it, whoops, that's what I thought, no it doesn't. So you've got to kind of flick it to open it, which is a little bit, yeah, maybe I've got to load it first. Load it. Sorry, I'm just getting the hang of this. So if I load it, it closes the jaw. So if I load it, it closes the jaw. I almost feel like it's a two-handed operation. So I find it very hard to load. So I find it really hard to load. I'm sure it'd get easier, but I'm not sure how. So let's just have a shot. Now with a wrist release aid, it's very important to keep your finger behind the trigger when you're drawing, because if your finger's in front of the trigger and you apply pressure, you punch yourself in the mouth. So just bear that in mind. So fingers behind, move my finger in front, and now squeeze it. Whoa, that's really sensitive. That's really surprise release. Let's just fire one more. Now I've gone for the I've gone for the extra large version just because it's the first one I grabbed. Normally I shoot large. So I'm just going to tighten up the wrist a bit and we'll fire one more shot. Let's see if I can load this thing a bit easier. Like, that was easier, but still it's not as easy as a handheld release load, because with a handheld you're actually holding the release in place while you load it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a nice release aid to shoot. As far as nice release aids to shoot, the state champion here a few years ago used to shoot a TRU Ball Stinger, which is $70 release aid. This is clearly a better release aid. It's a nicer feel, it's crisper. It's got more adjustability. It's a better made release aid. It's harder to load, much harder to load than a Stinger. But it feels crisper and it's nicer. So I think if you're going to try one of these release aids, go down to your local archery shop, give it a feel and try it on, see if the loading annoys you. It actually does annoy me, loading it, because that's not easy. I didn't find that easy to get through the D loop and then press this to close it. Because I'm there and I'm like, you can kind of see it's like I'm trying to open it and then I touch it and it's closed and I'm having trouble getting it open. So I found that a little bit annoying, especially if I was hunting. I would find that annoying. So to me, this would be more of a target shooter's release aid. So someone who's shooting target and they want to shoot a wrist release aid. This is high quality, and I'm going to say the first of its kind, because I've never seen it before. There has been other expensive wrist release aids on the market before, but this is the most expensive one that I can think of ever been made. So yeah, so not a bad little release aid. Comes with the two triggers, the forward facing and the rear facing, and that's just for comfort, which way you prefer it. Back is meant to be more comfortable, front's meant to shorten your draw length. So easy to change, I assume, just through that one Allen key. The tension on the release aid should be easy to adjust, the tension and the travel. It's got the little grub screw on the side to hold the adjustment in place so it can't come loose. Overall, TRU Ball make a great product, and I think this is a really good product for them. I'm not sure about the loading mechanism. I'd like that to be when I say self-loading, I'd like it to be open all the time, and as I press this, it closes. So I wouldn't like this to see this free. I'd like to see it more like I'm going to pick on some other release aids, the Carter Easy, the Carter Too Simple. There's a whole bunch of thumb releases, and probably TRU Ball have them. I think the blade works the same way. The blade, where it basically is open and then you press the button and it closes as you open it. I think that would be a huge improvement, but I like the design. I think it's a good product. TRU Ball is a fantastic company, a family company, which I really like dealing with. The people who work there are really nice. They get back to you really quickly. They are busy. At the moment, they're looking at a time frame of about 2 weeks to get out an order. I think it's around 2 weeks. Although some Excel sites are a little bit further than that, because I'm thinking I've got one on order now for 6 weeks. But I'm pretty sure on the stuff I ordered the other day, she said about a week. So I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Check out the TRU Ball Execute. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Your local archery shop. I think it's a pretty cool product. I don't know about the loading feature though. Thank you. Bye.